Thank you so much for joining us here on Ubuntu Radio, South Africa's Public Diplomacy in Action. We are live from Limpopo Province in Bilabila, and we are covering this important first meeting of the BRICS Sherpa meeting, which is quite important for South Africa, but also all members of BRICS, because this is really a beginning of a very long program for the year, and there's a lot of meetings that are planned for this important year and South Africa's chairship. So we're quite excited to really have an opportunity to interview different shapers of this important grouping. And we are here with Dammu Ravi. He is the Secretary Economic Relations, Minister of External Affairs, the Republic of India, is joining us here. And we really just want to talk about this important meeting. But talk to us about your role in BRICS. You're not new in the BRICS family as well, as a person who has been spearheading this important program for your country.
Right. Thank you very much for Ubuntu Radio for this opportunity for me to speak today. I'm Dammu Ravi. I'm the Secretary Economic Relations in the Ministry of External Affairs. Well, BRICS is not new to us. We've been in the BRICS process for a very long time. India is one of the founding members of the BRICS, and with South Africa coming in, it has even strengthened the whole process. This meeting here, the Sherpas meeting in Limpopo province, we consider is very important because for the first time post-COVID, we've been able to meet physically. In the last 2 years, it was all virtual, and so we felt there was some kind of a disconnect was happening within the BRICS family. So this important physical meeting, all of us in this province, is setting the trend for reconnecting and also setting the agenda to take it forward more aggressively during the chairship of South Africa. Several events have been planned during the year. India will work very closely with South Africa, and we want to ensure that you have a successful chairship during the year. Thank you.
Let's talk about always that successful chairship as well. It's quite important. The issue of tourism, it's important for both countries. We know that how on a political level there's strong relations between the BRICS member countries as well. Now, talk about other tracks, tourism, people-to-people exchange. Brazil and India and South Africa, and so as other countries as well who are in BRICS have got strong relations. I'm sure you want to also advance relations also in tourism and other sectors that definitely need attention. Hence, we're in Limpopo as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. That's a very interesting question you put. Yes, while the political agenda will be very important for all 5 countries, but tourism and people-to-people contacts, interactions are definitely even more important in my view, because they are actually underpin the relationship. Unfortunately, in the last 2 years, this had suffered because of the COVID. The flight connectivity was completely reduced, if not eliminated. Many flights that were actually flying between amongst all the countries have now suddenly paralyzed that links, and now we need to revive it. For tourism to grow, for people-to-people to contacts to grow, air connectivity is absolutely imperative. So we need to revive it. I think deep down we are all aware that the rich tourist spots that you have, the wildlife, the diverse cultures you have, the traditions that you have, the dance form, the art forms are really fascinating. That is why many Indians always want to come to this part of the world and have a vacation break. They bring their families and spend time. So there is so much richness in this part of the world. So is India. We have also so many monuments, so many very diverse experiences in tourism. And we would like a lot of South African friends to come to India and to experience it. I think the most crucial thing that we need to be working in during your chairship, the South Africa chairship, is how do we revive the airlinks. That would be most crucial. We are in India talking to Air India and also Indigo to have to revive the earlier airlink that we used to have, Johannesburg, Mumbai, Johannesburg. Perhaps Air India is now come back to become fully privatized, so we will be talking to them to revive this link, Delhi or Mumbai to Johannesburg and go up to Sao Paulo. So this is truly, again, within the BRICS family, the IPSA component is a very important dynamic. So we need to think on those lines. So we are working on that, and we hope to achieve great progress during the South Africa chairship to reviving the links. The student visas, I think there's a lot of interest among the students on both sides to come. To go to India to study, and so is the case. People to come to South Africa, experience. So these need to be revived, and I think the working group on culture and tourism will be focusing on these issues. Thank you.
You are finding BRICS member countries playing an important role in various multilateral formations as well. So how significant is that? Does that rub off or help cement, revitalize, rejuvenate relations, because you're constantly finding yourself at key multilateral formations as BRICS members?
Thank you very much for that question. India has taken a lead on the reform of multilateralism. We in the last 2 years of India's non-permanent membership of the UN Security Council, we've taken a lead. Our foreign minister, Dr. Jaishankar, has taken a special interest and actually initiated an open debate in the UN Security Council last December. I think broadly the sense we get is that the BRICS member countries are in agreement for the reform of UN systems. Just not BRICS, but I think generally all members of the UN do feel that there is a need for reform of multilateralism for various reasons. One is, when the United Nations was formed in the 1950s, there were not many countries who were members, and then the membership of the UN has grown. Today, the UN doesn't reflect the realities of the 21st century. There's a large membership increase, so there is a need to ensure that the voice of the global South gets expressed, gets heard, and taken seriously. Now, in the Sherpas meeting yesterday, we had extensive discussion on this. There is a consensus that we need to have more convergence on issues of the reform of the multilateralism. We are going to work during the chairship of South Africa. How do we take forward? The one way to do it is, we start to develop consensus, convergence on critical issues of reform of multilateral institutions, and then perhaps go forward with the common paper which we could submit. Now, nuances may differ. There could be a slight nuancing which may be differing, but we can iron them out. We can fine tune those positions as we go forward. I think one important thing we have to recognize is India is holding the presidency of the G20. We are going to take the reform of the multilateralism very seriously, and that's top on the agenda for us. But we also know and realize that after India is Brazil, and after Brazil is South Africa. So it's an excellent opportunity for all three countries within the BRICS to coordinate their positions. And the next 3 years, in my view, are very crucial to discuss this important item of the reform of the multilateralism. And what more? I mean, if we all three countries can work towards a common objective, I think the BRICS itself will be able to put a very strong position paper. Thank you.
That's quite important. Let me thank you so much for your time, Vivaldi, to speak to us.
Thank you very much, and this is a great opportunity. And I believe that coming to this Limpopo province is for me a lifetime opportunity. I think thanks to BRICS for having brought us all here and experienced this wonderful hospitality of South African people, and this particular venue is Mabula venue is amazing. And I really I wish I could come again with family and experience the wildlife. So thank you so much, and for all the people of South Africa, for your warm hospitality and affection and love for India. And we wish the success of South Africa's chairship of BRICS all the more in this year ahead. Thank you.